I mean, do I really even need to recount what happened at this point? I feel like if you're watching this video, you already know. Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith at the Oscars because Chris made a joke about Will's wife. It was a little funny, but people are mad about it, and all of a sudden the Oscars are relevant again. Now let's get into part 2 of the top 10 celebrity reactions to the Will Smith-Chris Rock slap. First up on the list is The View co-hosts. Sunny Hostin and Whoopi Goldberg discussed the now infamous slap situation while on their talk show the next morning. They were particularly weighing in on the idea of taking away Will Smith's Oscar. Quote, "I think Will was immature. I think he was childish and he was violent. There will be consequences, I'm sure, but I don't think that that's what they're going to do. Particularly because Chris said, listen, I'm not going to press any charges." Anna Navarro also stated, quote, "Hitting somebody is a crime." While she called Chris Rock's joke a, quote, "lame joke, a joke made in poor taste," she believes that the slap is not equivalent. Joy Behar discussed the impact on comedians. Quote, "They want us to be edgy, to go out there and say what everyone's thinking, and then they get mad." I don't think anyone has thought about G.I. Jane in like a decade, but I mean, whatever. Okay, next up is Cher, and hear me out on this one. It's kind of not really about Chris Rock, but more so Cher just being like the best person ever and so inadvertently hilarious. The night that the slap happened, Cher tweeted out in all caps, "Oh, what a night, I'm so happy." I thought that in and of itself was hilarious, but then people in the replies started freaking out. When someone was being pretty vicious to her, she replied that she had no idea what anyone was talking about and that the tweet was about how she went and got a bottle of Dr. Pepper. Her mind. Immediately once she realized what was going on, she tweeted, quote, "Haters FKU. Everyone is so ready to pounce. Does anyone in their right mind think that I wouldn't have said something had I known? Me of all people?" And she did it in that weird every letter is a capitalized thing that she does. I love her so much, she's so funny. Next on the list is Jimmy Fallon. Editor, please put up the picture of Jimmy Fallon in blackface on that one SNL skit while I say what he said. Don't want anyone to think that that's been forgotten of at all. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon host quipped during his monologue the day after the awards show, quote, "America may be divided, but it was kind of nice for all of us to come together and say holy crap at the same time. Of course, I have to address the big moment that everyone's talking about, and that is Questlove winning the Oscar for Best Documentary." Congrats, Questlove, on your big night. Next up is Nicole Kidman, the queen behind the viral reaction photo to the Oscar slap. Soon after the slap incident, a photo of Nicole with her jaw basically on the floor went through the internet as a reaction to the night's events. That being said, I'm definitely cheating here because her reaction wasn't actually to the moment itself. In fact, it was for a much sweeter moment that happened hours prior to Will Smith schmacking Chris Rock. The photographer who took the shock Nicole photo stated that the reaction was actually Jessica Chastain walking into the room, and Kidman was excited to see her. That's pretty cute, I'm not gonna lie. Next up is Nicki Minaj. I love her music, she's an amazing rapper, but she has been criticized for being with a man who did some really messed up stuff. I can't really go into it here, it's a lot, but you should definitely look it up because it makes her reaction a little sus. The rapper wrote on Twitter, quote, "I love Chris Rock. I don't think he would have made that joke had he known what Jada recently shared. But between him and the whole team at the Oscars, you mean to tell me not one of y'all heard this woman just share this heartbreaking story? You just got to witness in real time what happens in a man's soul when he looks over to the woman he loves and sees her holding back tears from a little joke at her expense. This is what any and every real man feels in that instance. While y'all all seeing the joke, he's seeing her pain." No comment. Next up is Tim Heidecker. I just think he's funny, and he's one of the original comedians behind absurdist humor, one of my favorite comedy styles, but this entire post that he made was totally satire, just in case you didn't know. Anyway, on his Instagram a few hours ago at the time of writing this, he posted this extremely deep, sad-looking photo of himself, and the caption is, quote, "My heart breaks for comedy itself. We cannot allow violence to stop us from speaking the truth. Comedy is a sacred art, from back in the Bible days. Even Adam and Eve had comedy in their lives. No comic should fear for their lives just for being honest about hair or how bad someone smells. That said, offensive jokes should be met with worldwide condemnation from all, and we must all take responsibility for our actions, even if that means being physically attacked. I am one of the most offensive comedians of all time, but I must say, no more bullshit." And honestly, I love him. It just kind of highlights the absolute ridiculousness of this whole thing. Jim Carrey is next up, who stated on CBS that he felt, quote, sickened by the standing ovation. Hollywood is just spineless en masse, and it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore. You do not have the right to walk up on a stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words. Jim Carrey is a little unhinged lately, but I kind of agree with him on this point, and it seems like more and more he's so thoroughly done with everything to do with fame and Hollywood. Now I want to spend some time talking about the actual people involved in the incident. So next up, we're going to talk about Jada Pinkett Smith, the subject of Chris Rock's tasteless joke. Since the part 1 of this video, she has broken her silence about what went down. And might I just frame this narrative for a second and remind everyone that when the joke was initially told, Will Smith was laughing at it. It wasn't until he saw how furious Jada herself looked that he stood up and hit Chris. So really, if she hadn't reacted that way, I doubt that Will would have done anything. Anyway, she's been pretty vocal about her alopecia, and on Instagram she posted the quote, "This is the season for healing and I'm here for it." Of course, this comes after Will accepted his award for his role in King Richard, and in the speech, Will spoke about how he wants to be like Richard, who was, quote, a fierce defender of his family. So I guess that Instagram post on Jada's part was her approval of Will's reactions. Next up, we've got the man himself, Will Smith. He only just recently broke his silence about the incident. Again, during his acceptance speech, he went off about how he will protect his family no matter what, yada yada yada. He then later apologized to the Academy and to the other nominees for his actions, but it wasn't until a few days ago that he finally apologized to Chris Rock. In a post made on Instagram, Will states, quote, "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I say we take it to the ring and let him juke it out." And now we finally got Chris Rock's reaction to the whole debacle. His reaction has been, well, nothing. Outside of indicating that he would not file charges against Will Smith, he's been absolutely silent. Not a peep. Now, at the time of recording this video, which is Wednesday the 30th, he has a live show tonight, and I am like absolutely certain that that's when he's going to bring it up. I mean, how could you not? The show is obviously sold out, and my prediction is that he will make extremely lighthearted jokes about it before forgiving the apology. That's my prediction, alright? It's locked in. I don't think Chris is the type of person to hold a grudge like this. I mean, he's a professional comedian, someone who is known for having to be a little edgy. If he can't take just a bit of flack, then he'll no longer come out as the semi-good guy in this situation. So I guess by the time this video airs, there will be something that Chris Rock has said, and I really can't wait to hear what it is, popcorn in hand. Anyways, guys, that's all I've got for this video on top 10 celebrity reactions to the Will Smith Chris Rock slap part numero dos. Don't forget to subscribe or I'll cry. I've been your host, Sierra. See ya.